Live from the home of Al Capone, Michael Jordan, and Deep Dish Pizza. Giving it to you straight from the horse's mouth. Unfiltered and restoring hope to the podcast universe. Gary Franchi.
All right, here we are at the G-Cast, the Maiden Voyage of the G-Cast.
Finally here.
We're finally here, and I'm joined by my beautiful wife,
Thank you.
Angie.
Thank you.
Welcome, Angie.
Thank you.
It's been a long time.
It is. And being together during the daytime, this is like date time.
Is this like a date? Like our first? That's
Little
our
bit.
first date. Oh, that's so cute. But
Little bit.
but now we're doing it in front of 1 million people.
We're doing what we do normally in front of everyone now.
Well, let's just not get in an argument, though.
No promises on my part.
Because I know I'll lose. I usually do.
Good man. Good man.
But welcome to the G-Cast. This is our first broadcast on the Next News Network. We also have a new YouTube channel that we're launching in association with this podcast format. So basically what this thing is going to be, a wrap-up of the week's events. It's going to be a discussion of pop culture as well as politics and parenting and health and fun, and lean into your microphone a little more.
Ooh, thank you.
We want people to hear you.
Thank you.
Angie has so much to contribute, and she's really...
I appreciate that.
Well, if it wasn't for some of the conversations that we have, you help me mold a lot of my positions.
Oh, mold is a very strong word. I appreciate that, though. I'm honored. I really am. I think we have, like most people, when there's no cameras rolling, when there's, they're at home and they're in a safe environment where they can speak freely. This is where the truth comes out, and this is where we are now.
Well, that's also why we wanted to do this, so we could have a program that's more like dialogue, more real conversation. Yeah. And we're going to have guests, too. The whole goal is to bring guests into the studio here. We've been trying to get that organized for quite some time. Believe it or not, this program has been in the works for probably several months, at least. Probably 3 or 4 months, almost, it feels like.
It has been. We're just busy.
Well, it's not just busy. The holidays come up, and then we had all the graphical elements, and then the formatting and technical. I mean, there's so many pieces of the puzzle to bring together. I mean, it's a lot of work, but no more complaining from me.
No more complaining, because we got good people working behind the scenes right now, helping us out. Yeah. Brian, Chris, and Jeremy. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without those guys. But I should also point out this may be our last podcast also, because the coronavirus has just been found in Chicago.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
It's so exciting. I think we should have some Coronas this afternoon.
We could have some Coronas and some bat soup. I think we should celebrate.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Or as our producer said, what did he call it? Batman and ramen soup.
Batman and ramen.
Batman and ramen soup.
Oh, don't eat bats.
So where are we with this virus?
Well, they've discovered that we have one person already identified with the virus in Chicago at the airport, yeah.
And then there was another
woman
one
traveling back from China.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there's that soup.
Oh. Does that look appetizing to you? I mean, how hungry are you going to be for that later?
I was just watching a Paul Joseph Watson video before. He literally just launched the video. And in the video, he was explaining how these hipsters are like, oh, yeah, I'm so cultured. Yeah, I'm so cultured. I eat bat soup.
You are not Andrew Zimmerman.
Yeah, this is not, what was the name of that show?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Oh, Man Eats World or something like that. I mean, it was just disgusting. There's things that guy would eat.
Something wild that you would not normally even consider, okay? Yeah. But because
look at this video. These are people dying in the streets of China. Oh, my God.
It doesn't have to be. It's just horrifying. If it can be avoided, why? Why? But they are, this virus is, it can be airborne. So it's not just, them eating. Yeah, not just because bats fly.
Yeah. Well, I was reading on the front page of Drudge, I think, showed that this virus can be spread through the eyes. Something in like pink eye. Like, oh, wonderful. So front page here's the front page of Drudge. Outbreak overwhelms 40 million quarantine spread through eyes. Case in Chicago, 22 states on alert.
Because flying wasn't scary enough. You know, you're not only worried about the person coughing in front of you or next to you. Now you're worrying about, getting this virus.
The newly discovered virus has infected about 860 people, all of whom have been in China, and killed at least 26.
Oh my gosh.
10 cities, 33 million quarantined. Train stations, ferries, buses, and the airport all have been shut down. The quarantine comes at a troublesome time for the roughly 400 million people who are traveling in China for the Lunar New Year Festival, which begins on Saturday.
Perfect timing, isn't it?
I read that they were going to cancel all these celebrations because they didn't want to have everybody out there in the streets.
It's a good idea.
Concentrated, and they were comparing this to like canceling Christmas.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do. I'd rather cancel a big holiday than die.
I think I'm coming down with something, by the way.
I know, I can hear it a
I
little
like
bit.
a little bit of a cold.
I think you're going to be okay.
I have not been in China, thank God.
You've not been in China. You probably have something you got from the kids.
I did not go to any Chinese restaurants. Have we ordered Chinese food lately?
We have not had bat ramen.
Mm-hmm. Well, they say snakes too, though.
Oh, no.
I was wondering what you made for dinner last night. That wasn't snake soup, was it?
I should do something crazy like that to freak you out. Like last night, like how I terrified you.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm so sorry.
Walking out of the bathroom, and she's standing right there in the darkness, and I'm thinking to myself, I screamed like a little schoolgirl.
It was 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I had just come out of our son's room, and I was walking back, and I was like literally a walking zombie, so I probably looked terrifying to you.
Well, you had those like sleep pants on that looked like almost like skeleton or like Day of the Dead kind of thing, and I was like, whoa, kind of scary.
Now you're scaring everybody. They're like wondering what the hell is she wearing at night.
Too much information, Carrie. Too much information.
But it was fun. I've never seen Gary Franchi scared, you guys. I've not seen him scared before.
Of course you have.
But I'm proud of you because you held your own. I'm like, dude, you got scared, but you braced yourself like you were going to take someone down. I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
you're like, whoa.
You're lucky I didn't take a swing at you, though. Oh, God. What's going on here?
What?
I don't know. So we can...
We're being us.
Yeah. So let's see. Last week, health officials began screening passengers from Wuhan in central China, where the outbreak began.
They have to, but they are saying that this is a low threat right now. They're still saying that it's a low threat.
I want to pull up a tweet that scared the living daylights out of me last night, more than you did. And that is a tweet that was retweeted by Mike Cernovich. And it was about this guy who... I'm going to pull up Cernovich's Twitter.
You say that a lot. This guy. I love that, though.
Okay, so Cernovich retweeted dum 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 da dum dum dum. It was a guy who had basically done some math, and it's kind of silly. It was kind of silly because he's like, I did math on an Excel spreadsheet, and everybody's gonna die. You know.
I was just gonna say, is it something about us all dying, and why are we laughing? Because this is funny.
Well, I mean, sometimes you have to laugh in the face of death.
We have to.
You know?
Especially when you're, talking about bat ramen soup.
Because that is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard.
If I connect this virus now just to the image of bat ramen soup, it's just going to be a mess.
Dude, how much does this guy tweet? Good Lord.
Who is this guy again?
Mike Cernovich.
This guy. This guy. Oh, I want to say.
What do you want to say?
Can I swear on air?
It's not. I don't think you should do that.
I never get to swear because I'm a mom.
Well, I try to keep it clean.
All right, I'm going to keep it clean with you.
Lord, Project Veritas, deposition tapes. Those guys are really doing great work, by the way. Project Veritas.
Those guys. Yeah, they do. I love sharing their stuff. I'm
still going through. This is like, man, 3 hours ago he retweeted. I got to go back in a time machine to go back and find this Twitter feed.
Is he a super popular
He's got
Twitter
like a
guy?
bunch of people on Twitter. Whatever. This guy just went ahead and he said everyone's going to die. He did the math. There you go. Oh, here we go. Data Raid. Data Raid. At Data Raid. Mike Cernovich retweeted. I did the mathematics on the latest coronavirus strain with an Excel sheet. Some assumptions.
Are you serious?
14-day dormancy. No vaccine. No quick diagnosis methodology developed and distributed worldwide in the next 5 to 8 months. 10% kill radius. Prediction 10 million to 65 million. Dead.
I feel like I'm watching an episode of like After. What was that show that we used to watch on A&E or History? After People or Life After People?
Life After People. Remember those shows? Yeah. Well, someone posted something online about it also showing up on my Facebook. They showed up, this virus showed up in New Jersey as well.
Yeah.
And the only thing I thought about was Bruce Willis at the end of 12 Monkeys.
Oh, no.
Remember that scene where he's walking through the airport?
Yes.
And they got the crazy people and the virus. They're about to unleash it, and then everyone dies, and everyone has to go underground. And the reason Bruce Willis has to come back in time is to stop the virus from spreading.
Yeah, this is our worst sci-fi thriller come alive.
It's not a movie anymore.
No.
This is real life.
But realistically, I mean, come on, we're going to see cases. Just like with the flu. People die from the flu every year.
10 million to
terrible.
65 million.
I don't. No,
but he
guy's
did
too much.
Angie, he did it on an Excel spreadsheet. So it must be true.
You know, I have to give him a little credit for that. I mean, I'm impressed. If
Wait
my kid came home with that kind of like material and like all the homework that he had done on an Excel, I'd be like, you know what? That's good stuff. That's good investigating.
My kid knows how to use Excel.
Yeah.
I should point out something,
Since
though, that you pointed out about Bill Gates. There's a connection, I think.
There is.
So we have the Excel spreadsheet, and now we can bring it back to, what do we find? There was some kind of patent.
There is a patent, and this, let me see here.
There was a patent that you found, and it had this information about Bill Gates funding a vaccine for the coronavirus like years ago.
Okay, so on patents.justia.com, did I pronounce that correctly?
I don't know.
Patent history, patent number 101. If somebody out there wants to look this up, because this is just newly discovered by me and I haven't really looked into it, but it's patent number 101-30701, filed July 23rd, 2015.
What year?
2015 it was filed.
So they've been planning to kill 65 million people since 2015?
Classification, current U.S. class, I'm horrible at this.
Corona?
Yeah, coronavirus.
Just think about coronas on the beach.
That's it.
Because that's where we want to be. Not dealing with the virus.
Not dealing with this. Yeah, so this was interesting. So somebody out there, let's look into this. And on our next show, we could talk about this a little further.
Okay, the manufacturer Purebright Institute, funded by Bill Gates in 2015, patent November 2018.
Yeah, patent number 101-30701.
I'll pull it up on my screen here.
Let's see.
The present invention provides a live attenuated coronavirus comprising a variant replicase gene encoding polyproteins comprising a mutation in one or more of the non-structural proteins NSP10, NSP14, NSP15, NSP16. The coronavirus may be used as a vaccine for treating and or preventing a disease such as infectious bronchitis in a subject. Okay. I don't know what that means. Maybe someone out there has some information. Scary stuff, though.
Scary stuff.
So this is where we are. On our first podcast, probably our last.
Probably our last.
I'm just not going to go to O'Hare Airport anytime soon.
Well, yeah, right. One more thing to worry about. One more thing to freak out about. There's a lot to be freaking out about.
So I'm thinking about, if I'm going to go to CPAC, which we're planning on doing, I have to go to an airport. I'm going to go to an airport in a freaking biohazard suit.
It's not a bad idea at this point.
Do we still have those we have those biohazard suits?
We do.
Remember when the Ebola outbreak came?
Yes.
And we were doing heavy reporting on it. We were freaking out. It was very nerve-wracking.
It was scary. I mean, that was the first time we had ever experienced anything like that.
We bought the food. We bought survival food.
I like how you throw me in there as we. I didn't buy it. You did. You jumped on. You're like, we got some. I think you bought
because
one
I wanna,
suit.
Well, I
it was one Survivor.
No, I bought a case of suits for our whole family.
Aw, thank you.
Because I was thinking about you too.
All right.
All right. You see what she does here? She's like, I like how you thought it was about we.
I'm always included on this stuff when I don't want to be included just yet.
Okay, well then when we have to open up the survival food, guess what?
I'm going to be thinking
I will feed myself and the children first. Okay. You can get nothing.
I get nothing.
Nothing and like it.
Because I was the naysayer. I'm like,
Well, no, I'm just obviously kidding, but that's what it makes me think about is the Ebola virus and the terror that was ripping through that. But you know what happened next? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And hope and we hope and pray that nothing will continue with this.
But at least we're prepared for it though. So let's wrap this segment. We're going to come back in just a moment with more news, more information, more topics, more podcasts on the G-Cast. We'll see you in a minute.
The G-Cast will be right back after this short break from our sponsors.
When I spoke at this forum 2 years ago, I told you that we had launched the great American comeback. America is thriving, America is flourishing, and yes, America is winning again like never before. Every decision we make on taxes, trade, regulation, energy, immigration, education, and more is focused on improving the lives of everyday Americans. For 3 years now, America has shown the world that the path to a prosperous future begins with putting workers first, choosing growth, and freeing entrepreneurs to bring their dreams to life. A pro-worker, pro-citizen, pro-family agenda demonstrates how a nation can thrive when its communities, its companies, its government, and its people work together for the good of the whole nation. Together we will make our nations stronger, our countries safer, our culture richer, our people freer, and the world more beautiful than ever before.
And the G-Cast After Hours is back.
And we are back.
Hi.
Welcome back to the second segment.
Back.
Gary Franchi on the G-Cast with my beautiful wife, Angie.
Angie Franchi.
Angie Franchi.
Keep saying it.
So in this segment, we're going to jump into some ridiculous news because everything that happens in Hollywood is pretty much ridiculous these days.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
I feel like I'm constantly being preached to, personally. You go to church. You want to get preached to, you go to church. But the difference between church and Hollywood is when I come out of church, I feel better about myself. You know, I feel like I've been uplifted and, I'm edified and empowered with the Word of God. But when I listen to Hollywood elitists, I feel like they're shaming me and I'm doing something wrong.
Really?
Well, they do it all the time. I mean, I guess that goes for the Catholic Church too. They like to shame people. The Catholic guilt, right?
I think it's their guilt. I mean, they understand that they have this ginormous platform. They're in front of the TV. They don't have to read anything scripted. All of a sudden, they get to say exactly what's on their mind.
Oh, right? You mean like when they do these award ceremonies?
Yes.
We're talking about the Oscars. That's coming up, right?
Mm-hmm. Who knows what you're going to hear there?
Oh, what I thought was beautiful about the Golden Globes, though, was when Ricky Gervais just reamed all of those Hollywood elitists.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like that.
Except the people being roasted, of course. Yeah. Right.
But things, I feel like they got better after that. I feel like, I've been watching this for a while. I feel like the dialogue or what they were saying on stage after that comedian Ricky, spoke out against them and made fun of them, really. He made fun of them. And
remember when Joaquin Phoenix went up and he's like, we got to stop flying around in our private jets. And then the week later, he's on a private jet to Washington, D.C. with Jane Fonda. Yeah, talking about climate change, and I'm thinking to myself, why don't you practice what you preach, man?
Practice what you preach, and then whatever you're speaking about to the rest of the world, think about it a little more.
I mean, I said I have a great idea for Joaquin Phoenix. I have a great idea for Joaquin Phoenix. Want to hear it?
I love him, by the way.
I think he's a great actor. I think in The Joker he was awesome. You know, but I go to see the Joker because I want to watch a movie. I don't want to be preached to when these people are on their stages. But coronavirus coming through.
Oh.
You know what he could have done? If
What?
he was really a champion for climate change, and he's
Okay.
like, don't fly jets. Get on a bike. People do this. They bike across the country, right? But
Gary.
what if he stopped at every night he stopped and he held like a little vigil to raise awareness for his cause.
Oh, you mean be a real protester?
Be a real protester, not just
And not
one that's
just one that acts. As
not just one that acts on stage or sits there with the same tuxedo over and over again. That's virtue signaling. Hit the pavement, man. You and I used to pass out DVDs. We would be out there in the freezing cold, getting spit on, getting our cameras broken.
We go way back.
Years ago.
Well, we have the protester spirit in us. We knew what had to be done. Yeah. And you start with one person listening, and that's fine.
Yeah. And now we have 1.3 million listening.
Yikes.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amen. It's very amazing. It's humbling.
So who is Deborah Dugan? I don't even know who she is.
There's a lot of drama around this right now. Oh my goodness.
It says on Tuesday, this is from Billboard. On Tuesday, deposed Recording Academy president, CEO Deborah Dugan filed an incendiary complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission alleging sexual harassment and discrimination against the organization. So she's been sexually harassed by the recording company?
I don't know, but she's also implied that, whoever is making the cut, or let's say someone who they want to win, they'll play the show that evening. There's a lot of under the table agreements.
It says Dugan, who was placed on administrative leave following claims of misconduct by a female Recording Academy staffer, accuses the nonprofit, its board members, legal counsel, and former CEO of a wide spectrum of misdeeds ranging from rape, sexual harassment, financial impropriety, and conflict of interest. Did Harvey Weinstein work for these people?
He recruited them and trained them.
Yeah. Well, I was reading an article yesterday. I was telling you about it. Remember his case, the Harvey Weinstein case, and the poor lady who he drops off after a night at an award show, knocks on her door, and then
what a monster! This guy's an utter monster.
I don't know how these people can. I don't know what.
I mean,
what drives a person to act that way is you have to be a true monster with no soul. And no God, like you're an animal, you're a beast.
Kind of like the real super powerful people in Hollywood. I don't know. It's horrifying.
Excuse me.
You really got that virus.
Yeah, that coronavirus is really coming in strong.
Damn it. And we're like in a close space here. I can't even escape you.
Yep, too bad.
We're going to have to be quarantined.
It says, on Thursday, the suspended Recording Academy CEO discussed what she called the Grammy Boys Club, alleging voter corruption, sexual harassment during an interview with Good Morning America. Recording Academy.
There's so much evil in that industry. It just all needs to come out. They all need to be discovered,
Oh, they're all hypocrites.
Do you remember? Okay, I've shown you this clip of Courtney Love years and years ago, and someone asked her about Harvey Weinstein. And do you remember what she said? She said, if Harvey Weinstein invites you back to his hotel for a meeting, don't go.
Don't go to have private meetings with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. It's like the depths of hell, man.
Well, think about the wealth that is accumulated by these people. They have to sell their souls. They have to sell their souls to the devil to get that level of power and fame. And then once they get to that level of fame, they lock themselves in their mansions. They don't come out.
They're protected.
Well, they're protected, but they don't come out because they can't, because they have people are. I know who that guy is. I know you. Pictures, paparazzi.
I'm so upset about this. It just makes me think about all the other issues that we're focusing on right now. True, they are important issues, the impeachment, climate change, climate argument. But whatever happened to Epstein? What happened with that? It died right there.
It died in that jail cell.
It's not fair. That's not fair. That was something I was so hoping and praying for, that it was going to lead to the uncovering even more of this nastiness that's been going on, and it's heartbreaking.
I am holding
all of this needs attention.
Glimmer of hope when you talk about Epstein. I'm holding a little glimmer of hope when it comes to the. You know what I like, Chris, and I'm going to cut to a production element. See the shot here that you got on me. If you cut to the offset shot of me, the offset shot, which would be not that one, and then you can, when I'm talking, you can have it on this, and then when Angie's talking, cut to her. When I'm telling you, when I'm giving the production crew technical tips, yeah, this is. I like this shot. I like the shot better because a straight shot, I just feel is kind of. This is a good shot too. But I think the lower third should be up for the majority of the time. Anyway, Hollywood continues to eat its own. Episode 1, section...
Yuck.
What?
They eat their own, man. They're worse than China right now.
Bat soup. Bat soup, snake soup.
Arr.
Okay, back to the topic here. Dugan was recently put on administrative leave 10 days prior to the show for alleged misconduct and a complaint. So Dugan is the female?
She is. Get him, girl.
Wait. Okay, I'm confused. Was she the one doing the sexual harassment?
No, she's accusing.
Oh, she's accusing them
of sexual harassment.
And then they fired her?
They did.
Wow. So that was like retaliation.
I don't know. I know. There's definitely meat to this story. But again, where is it going to go?
I got a woman fired for sexual harassment once. That was some creepy stuff.
That was terrible.
And
that scars you.
And I was working in the movie industry at the time.
You were making popcorn.
I was shoveling popcorn for General Cinema. That's what I was doing.
Yeah. How old were you?
Man, I think I was like 17.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And I know you've talked about it a couple times. This is no joke, man.
It's nothing to laugh about.
No. I've experienced it. In the workplace. Yeah. This is real. This is no joke.
So now we have somebody in the Hollywood Grammy recording industry filing a lawsuit, and then she has retaliation for her allegations.
It's just one more piece to the puzzle. Keep it going. People need to keep coming out and talking about this and what they're doing.
So the voting process, they state, is allegedly ripe with corruption. And I think because what they're stating here is they push forward artists with whom they have relationships, which basically says you don't need talent. Yeah, you could have a catchy song, but if you know the right people and you have enough dirt on somebody, allegations back and forth, relationships, good or bad.
It's a shame. It's, it's sad to say it, but it's to be expected that they behave like this. I mean, in any kind of work environment, we kind of expect this kind of nasty.
But here's the bigger implications, Angie. It now calls into question every single Grammy Award nominee or winner.
Yeah.
What was it? Their relationship, or was it their talent that afforded them that victory, that statue on their mantle?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Think about that.
Well, I'm going to keep watching because I'm such a super fan of artists, whether it's music or film. And I feel it when if there's somebody who's winning that I know deserved it, and you could tell, I mean, there's an outcry. There's people who are rooting for them, who are watching on the other side. So hopefully that's real. That stays.
It just seems like so many things are rigged these days. Like reality is just manufactured. It's your timeline that's manufactured by algorithms. It's the award shows manufactured by relationships.
Yeah. We can craft anything we want to look real.
Oof. I think we'll leave it right there. We'll come back on the other side. You are listening to the G-Cast Maiden broadcast, possibly our last if we
don't survive the virus.
If we don't survive the coronavirus.
Stop!
We'll be back with more.
We've gotta pay a few bills over here, so sit tight, and the G-Cast will return in a few moments.
They never wanted him to be president. They never even thought it was possible.
This isn't a real presidential run.
Trump will not be president.
He will never be president.
But then, America spoke.
A complete earthquake.
Donald Trump wins the presidency.
And when President Trump was sworn in as the 45th President of the United States, the left lost it. This impeachment sham started the day he was elected.
The first headline in the Washington Post before the president was inaugurated was they were going to impeach him.
I will fight until he is impeached.
We're gonna go in there, we're gonna impeach the motherfucker.
I'm concerned that if we don't impeach this president, he will get reelected.
This is about preventing a potentially disastrous outcome from occurring next year.
They're impeaching me. You know why? Because they want to win an election. And that's the only way they can do it.
So let's be clear. This is not some neutral judgment that Democrats came to reluctantly. It's not some somber moment or serious exercise for the left. It is the predetermined end of a partisan crusade.
Nancy Pelosi has said she's not going to send the articles of impeachment over.
Wait a minute. This is not very serious if you're not sending over the articles.
For handing out souvenir impeachment pens.
The Congress is wasting a lot of their time and our time.
I've been a Democrat for 49 years. I'm very disappointed in the Democratic Party right now.
They are trying to prevent President Trump from winning a second term.
An angry mob is at the gate, but the United States Senate has the watch. The Senate exists for moments like this. So it's time for the adults in the room to have their seat at the table. Nancy Pelosi and House Democrats have had their turn. The sham is over. A fair trial starts now.
It's time to return to the G-Cast with your host, Gary Franchi.
And we're back on the G-Cast with
Welcome.
with my beautiful wife, Angie Franchi.
Welcome back, everybody.
I want to thank you for, during the break, you actually gave me the antidote to the coronavirus.
I do have it.
So I think we're going to be
we're going to be A-okay.
Yeah. It's your love, really, that conquers all, I think.
Thank you. That and elderberry syrup.
Elderberry.
And honey.
And a little bit of honey.
A little bit of honey.
A little bit of bourbon, maybe.
Oh, sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime.
A little bit. So we're talking about the impeachment trial now in our C block on the G-Cast.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about this.
I was up the first night till 2 o'clock in the morning, watching Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler excoriate the president's team to the point where they were all attacked by this Supreme Court justice. I mean, we're watching this unfold on television. Now, I was too young when Bill Clinton was having fun in the Oval Office.
You were having your fun. You were busy.
I don't know. How old was I when that was all going on?
We were so young. I think it was junior high gear. I just remember it being on nonstop on the TV. That's what my parents were watching 24/7, or it was in the background. I grew up in a Greek household, so it wasn't that crazy. Like, we weren't so... It was between watching Clinton and Greek Hour.
Well, now it's day 4 of the impeachment trial, and it's the last day for Democrats to plead the prosecution's case. Yesterday, Schiff talked for like 2 hours straight. 2 hours.
Even he looks tired. And can you imagine what the rest of us feel like?
The rest of America is tired.
We're tired. I mean, even if I wanted to give this my full attention, and I am paying attention, trust me, I'm just exhausted.
I wanted this week to be over with so bad because it's exhausting to have to follow these people and continue to track. I just call them criminals. The criminals in Washington, D.C., who are abusing their power regularly. They attack the president for abusing his power, for asking questions about others abusing their power. I mean, do you see how crazy that sounds?
Well, yeah. It's their time. It's their turn. And they're taking their time, and they're using their turn wisely.
So the Republicans are going to be laying out their defense starting on Saturday. They have 24 hours on the floor, spread out over 72 hours. And then the next stage is 16 hours of questioning over 48 hours, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, my gosh.
And then witness procedural votes on Thursday.
Yeah.
And they're really considering bringing out Hunter Biden.
Wouldn't that just be something else?
Look what they put on the screen.
Oh, God, no!
Yeah, I could see that.
That is a resemblance for sure.
Precious. My precious.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy.
So much craziness going on.
That was a fun movie, though. That was a fun movie. Pre and post bat soup. That's what the producer's saying in the background. Now, I think we have a soundbite of the week here. Adam Schiff saying the president's misconduct cannot be decided at the ballot box. Okay, let's hear what this Adam Schiff has to say.
Be assured that the vote will be fairly won.
Am I supposed to hear something in my ears?
I do not.
Because I don't hear anything.
The president's misconduct cannot be decided.
Okay, well, regardless of that,
For we cannot
Adam
be
Schiff saying
assured that the vote will be fairly won. The president's misconduct cannot be decided at the ballot box, for we cannot be assured that the vote will be fairly won.
Say that again.
Did he say that? Can you play that again, please?
A couple times now.
The president's misconduct cannot be decided at the ballot box, for we cannot be assured that the vote will be fairly won.
We cannot be assured that
the president's misconduct cannot be decided at the ballot box, for we cannot be assured that the vote will be fairly won.
We cannot be assured that the vote can.
The president's misconduct.
Okay, you can stop playing that now.
At the ballot box, for we cannot be assured.
What he's saying.
Okay, stop playing the clip. We can't be assured that the vote will be fairly won. What? Because we have Russian hackers around every frickin' corner? Is that what he's trying to say?
Can't decide at the ballot box.
Okay, so this is his justification for why they have to move towards impeachment now.
I believe so.
Because he doesn't trust the American voter to make the right decision. So it's up to Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler and Nancy Pelosi to make the decision for the rest of America. Because our vote doesn't matter. Because we can't be trusted to vote in the right way because we're too stupid to understand the criminality that they're accusing.
Well, yes, anyone who voted for him is too stupid here.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is compared to Hillary Clinton. This is our next sound on tape. Hillary Clinton's peaceful transition is America leadership versus dictatorship. No, not bat soup. Here we go. Let's go back to, let's see what Hillary says here.
On Wednesday night, Donald Trump did something no other presidential nominee has ever done. He refused to say that he would respect the results of this election. Now, make no mistake, by doing that, he is threatening our democracy.
Pause it!
He is
pause it!
basically
pause it! Pause it! Pause
saying,
it!
hey,
pause the tape!
We've been around 200.
Pause the tape.
What are they doing right now?
What did she say? They're still practicing in the back, guys. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, she said
Gary.
Oh my goodness, she said that Donald Trump is threatening democracy by saying he's not going to adhere to the results of the election. So who's threatening democracy now, Ange?
And for how long have they been doing this?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for them to find those Russians.
Since the day he was elected.
Yeah.
Since the day he was. You know?
Let's
I get it. I get it. I get that people are not happy with him. I get it. I get why they're not happy with him. But that's why we have a president. And that's why you get to elect your president. And there's a term for each president, right? So everyone has a turn for their voice and what matters to them most to be heard. Just like we sat back for 4 years and waited. Everyone gets a turn, right?
Well, Adam Schiff said that we can't wait. That the results of the election cannot be guaranteed to be fair. Let's play the
Can't count on you to make that decision at the ballot.
Let's get Hillary back up on screen.
40 years. And we've always had peaceful transitions, no matter who won or who lost. Look, if you lose an election, I've lost elections.
Peaceful?
You don't feel very good the next day, do you?
No, girl, you left, girl. You left your people when you lost. Remember that, the night that you found out she lost?
Right?
She peacefully left her people while they were crying.
And the peaceful transition
You can bring her up on screen.
One of the things that sets us apart. It's how we hold our country together, no matter who's in charge.
Oh man, that makes me so angry.
It's disgusting.
That makes me so angry.
That clip is historical.
Somebody was just murdered for his beliefs and for being pro-Trump. The construction worker who owned his own business, murdered. Because the guy he employed didn't like
his political beliefs.
No.
I should point out that there is a vigil that's taking place today, and because we were able to help raise awareness for his murder, they have blown past their fundraising. They're, I believe, over $15,000. Current fundraising is $16,000. So they've received over, they wanted 10,000, they've got 16.
It's so hurtful, and it's so painful to live in this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish that Hillary, Obama, I wish they would just come out and say, hey, guys, we're going to get through this. You're not happy with him? Okay, but let's get through this peacefully. Let's say what we mean. Let's demonstrate what we believe. You know?
Well, that clip of Hillary highlights the hypocrisy, the outright, blatant hypocrisy. We have another clip here. This has been making the rounds, and this is only a few seconds long, but I think it highlights something quite freakish. Chuck Schumer entering the chambers, touching a court reporter.
This was absurd.
Making her visibly uncomfortable before motioning to an empty chair as to remove someone.
He's tired.
Let's watch this.
He's tired. Yeah, this is just so weird.
Yeah.
It's like Grandpa waking up from his nap and just trying to find his place where he's supposed to come and sit.
Yeah. Who's been eating my porridge?
Like, am I sitting over here? I don't get it. It's just weird behavior. They're tired, man.
Yeah.
They've got to be mentally exhausted.
You can mute that clip when it's rolling because there's no valuable audio on that.
Just bizarre.
Yeah.
And funny. Like, what is up with that?
I don't know. The demons were. I think that's what they're saying. The demons were sitting in his chair, and he had to ask them politely to move.
Yeah. I'm coming back.
And it looks like Dianne Feinstein was sitting behind him, and they were both like, "What are you doing there?" That is it.
Even they were like, you're making us look bad.
Well, that's a perfect example of why we need term limits, because Chuck Schumer is just way past his prime. Speaking of being past his prime, we got to close out this segment. We'll be back on the other side.
Don't go anywhere. Gary Franchi will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
The more that a broken system tells you that you're wrong, the more certain you should be that you must keep pushing ahead. Because it's the outsiders who change the world and who make a real and lasting difference. Nothing worth doing ever came easy. Treat the word impossible as nothing more than motivation. The future belongs to the people who follow their heart no matter what the critics say. We must always remember that we share one home and one glorious destiny. We all bleed the same red blood of patriots. We all salute the same great American flag. Our best days are yet to come.
And now, back to the G-Cast.
And we're back on the G-Cast.
We're back. Hi, Gary.
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with you.
I'm excited that you're here, too.
I am. I really am.
All the long nights in the studio, I'm always alone
Mm-hmm.
with my cameras and my producers and my teleprompters.
Poor Brian.
Poor Brian. Always having to listen to me complain.
A little bit.
But there's some people complaining down in Virginia, and I think rightfully so.
Oh.
They were up in arms this week. It was Martin Luther King Day. They had the big Second Amendment rally. Estimates about 22,000 people showed up.
Yeah. Let's applaud them because they carried themselves with such dignity and respect. There was no violence. It was a peaceful protest.
I didn't see any cars on fire.
No.
I didn't see a Starbucks destroyed.
Surprise, surprise.
I didn't see any guns go off. There was no gun just like went off and shot somebody. That didn't happen.
Yeah, we're not talking about gang members. We're not talking about Antifa. We're not talking about violent people. We're talking about law-abiding citizens exercising their rights.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's not what the media wanted to say about them.
Well, the media every single channel you went to, and I think we got some pictures here.
Yeah.
You can see this first picture. It says, "Do I look like a white supremacist to you?" No.
Yeah.
That's not a white supremacist. That's what the media wanted you to think. I mean, the governor declaring a state of emergency, saying that the white supremacists were all coming out and they were gonna burn the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're gonna burn Richmond. Right?
Just horrifying things they were saying and accusing. Just horrifying stuff.
These are the narratives painted by the corporate-controlled press that are poisoning the minds of Americans, that do result in the deaths of actual Americans at construction sites in Florida, because these people are being brainwashed by CNN. They're being brainwashed by MSNBC to believe these lies, outright lies. Yeah. What are the pictures? Can we cycle through some of these photos here? Okay, there we have a nice African-American man holding up a sign. Can we get a closer shot of that sign? What does that sign say?
I can't read it.
It says, "This man behind..." I can't read it.
Oh, can anyone read that?
"The man behind the sheet wants your guns." Isn't that ironic that you have an actual racist, white supremacist, blackface Klansman in the Richmond Capitol calling the people outside white supremacists and that they should be disarmed? That's the irony here.
Totally nuts.
And here's another picture. We have, looks like it's a black man and a black woman there talking. Yeah. No one wanted to show that on the mainstream press. They didn't show that on CNN. It didn't fit the narrative.
Did not fit the narrative.
Yeah. Uh-oh, wait. Yeah, censor that shot quick. We have 3 black men who are armed, and his t-shirt says "Black Guns Matter." That goes against the narrative. Again. But those men are practicing their right to keep and bear arms, to protect themselves, to protect their families, and to protect their rights.
These are not the people to hate. These are not the people to call the bad guys.
We're all Americans. We're all on the same team.
These are the guys that are going to pop up in the church when some madman starts shooting.
Good point.
Okay? There's a big difference that...
Good point.
Big difference.
Wow.
Know who your friends are. Know who your enemies are. These are not your enemies.
Virginia gun rally, MLK Day. Media hated the gun owners. Virginia had a massive gun rights rally, 22,000 people, no arrests, peaceful protesting, different races having productive conversations, and not one gun came to life and shot anyone, ending with the protesters cleaning up afterwards, and the media needs some serious thoughts and prayers, for sure.
The media.
And, you know, the guns were definitely well behaved. But what else is interesting is the protesters cleaned up afterwards. Now, I've seen pictures of different climate events, climate rallies.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
And you see them leaving piles and piles of trash.
Yeah.
Now, I have seen some arguments that would say that some of these photographs are from different events, like maybe it was after Lollapalooza or something like that. But there were also other photographs of actual trash heaps from these environmental climate activists.
Yeah, but the difference between you and me, or the difference between you and I, the difference between our thought process and someone else's who's saying that these are the bad guys and these are the ones who are for no rights and or no gun laws. You know, we're not going to stereotype someone who's for climate change saying, like, you really don't give a you know what.
I'm not going to stereotype someone who's in for climate change?
Yeah.
Well, how do you stereotype them? I wouldn't even know. I mean,
for instance, this protest that we've seen clips or pictures of after these climate change protests where all the garbage is like scattered and no one's picked up after themselves. Not every person who is for climate change is like that. I can say that. I don't need to accuse a whole group of people. Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, as long as you keep using those paper straws, you will be fine.
I hate those paper straws.
I hate paper straws.
They don't work. Just don't use a straw. Don't do it. Don't even give it to me. I'm fine without it. Whatever.
But that paper straw represents so much more. It represents so much more. It's so these corporations and restaurants, when you go to them, mm-hmm. they can be like, look how socially and culturally aware we are because we're using paper straws. But they don't show you what's going on in the back rooms of those filthy kitchens where they're creating all kinds of waste. But when they bring you that paper straw at your table, you think that they're socially conscious.
Yeah.
It's a freaking joke. The whole thing is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a paper straw is going to save the environment. They're going to save climate change. It is not. You have India, you have China, you have these massive third world nations who are emerging as industrial powers, and they are polluting like crazy. But you don't see people like Greta Thunberg going to Beijing or going to New Delhi, right? Mm. She's not going to those places to confront where the worst polluters are. She's going to Davos to shame billionaires, and she's going into the United Nations to shame Americans. We're one of the cleanest nations on the planet. I would love to see her walk into communist China and say something.
Oh, gosh.
You know?
That's a frightening thought.
But
it's true. I mean,
go there. Go there. Those people are the worst polluters.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm all about having clean environment, clean water. I'm about these things. I don't want people to think I'm not. But you have to confront those problems where they are. You know, I don't have to change my life. Look at the guys over there. They're doing 10 times worse. Anyway, we went from Virginia gun rally to the Patriots cleaning up after themselves to paper straws.
Well, yeah, my point was just, the stereotype. It makes me very angry because, I've liked going shooting with you. I would not share pictures of that just because I don't want people to stereotype me
shooting
as some
guns, you mean?
lunatic. Yeah.
Oh, I got some awesome shots of you shooting some big guns.
I loved it. It's empowering.
Mm-hmm. So we only have a couple minutes left here, and we have one more topic to hit, and that is the royal mess. It's all about the pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Pound sterling, baby. Not the Benjamins.
What do you
because,
think? Like, are you happy that they've removed themselves?
I could care less. Honestly. Honestly, I could give 2 royal flushes. Okay?
2 royal flushes.
Yeah, you like that?
I love that.
So there's Harry and Meghan on the screen there. No, that's me and Angie. There they are. Oh, such a happy couple. No, she's an opportunist, I think. Big time. And apparently we have a trademark application now. What's going on with that? There's a trademark? Do we have a picture of that? So what have they filed for? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle hoping to trademark their Sussex royal brand. Oh, this is the thing now, Angie. Celebrities are creating their own brand.
Yes.
Like Gwyneth Paltrow, I can buy a candle that smells like her vajay.
Oh, Prince started it all.
Well, I got you one of those candles, by the way.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. I'm going to get a candle that smells like my butt.
You spent money on that?
No, I'm just kidding.
Thank God. I was going to be very upset with you.
I have a candle coming out that actually smells like my studio chair. That's going to be the next big thing.
That's
branded Next News Network. Yeah, we're going to give it to Christian so he can light it in his house. He can always think of me. So this is the thing. These celebrities, we're running out of time here. Creating their own brand. So it looks like they're going to try and profit off big time. The Royals submitted a number of trademark applications in June of 2019 for shirts. Oh, they're going to have their own T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. I get to wear a Harry and Meghan T-shirt.
It doesn't work like that. No one's that excited. It was more like the people collect the china that was from, they have a website, okay, where you can buy memorabilia from their wedding or replicas, okay? People collect stuff like that. It doesn't work where, I'm going to pay big bucks to wear their T-shirt.
I'm going to buy a T-shirt with Meghan Markle and Harry on it. That's what I'm going to do. I can't wait. Now I'm just going to get the knockoffs. No, and then they have social services and headgear. Headgear? What is headgear?
I predict they're going to do something. Of course, it's going to make them a ton of money, up billions possibly,
It says here, an expert says the Sussex royal product empire could generate revenues of £1 billion sterling.
Okay, yeah. But I predict that they're going to use it for something where they're going to be vocal about their beliefs and what's important to them, their issues. I think he's going to do something good with it.
Someone says,
I'm hoping.
It's possible Harry and Meghan will start their own production company like the Obamas, start producing their own documentaries and podcasts.
Okay.
Well, they're going to be up in Canada doing this. And she said she's not coming to America until Trump is out of office.
Oh, she did say that?
Yeah. They're highly anti-Trump.
We got to work together, people.
Well,
stop closing yourself off.
As
you don't like someone, fine.
Well, let them stay in Canada.
Well, yeah.
Let them stay up there.
I believe in working together. I don't believe in closing people out.
Now, if we could just get Whoopi and Joy Behar to move up to Canada, that would be great.
I don't like Whoopi, so I wouldn't miss her.
Well, she said she'd be moving to Canada if Trump was elected, so we're still waiting for that to process.
Buy that ticket, girl.
But I guess she's racist, you know. She's racist because
let's send her a ticket.
How come?
Oh my God! Can you imagine? Sorry to cut you off. Can you imagine?
What, sending her a ticket?
A one-way ticket.
One-way ticket.
Yeah, and making a viral video
But
about it.
But how come it's always Canada? How come they don't want to move to Mexico? Are they racist against Mexicans? You know?
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know. These people we're so detached from them. They're not living in reality. We are the ones living in reality day to day.
Or it's the reality that we believe we're living in because the algorithms are dictating what we see and hear and think. And
you're dropping deep bombs on me now.
Yeah.
Damn.
So here we go. We're going to close this one out.
Close it out, baby.
Close out our first podcast, the G-Cast. Bring up that lower third that you worked so hard on, Chris. I don't know why you're not showing it. It took you like 6 weeks to make that thing. There it is.
Hey.
He's like, it wasn't 6 weeks. Remember when we first wanted to do this? I'm like, it's gotta be done in a week. Right now. I'm going live. And you're like, no, dude.
I picture you like chewing beef jerky as you're saying that.
No.
I've got some upstairs.
Do you have any bat jerky though?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you eat it if it was jerky though? You wouldn't eat it if it was in ramen soup.
Can you bring up that bat video again?
But I bet you'd eat it jerky style.
Bat jerky.
Bat jerky style.
There it is. So delicious. So delicious.
Batman and ramen soup.
Oh, look at his teeth. He's smiling at you, Angie. He's smiling at you.
This is just horrifying. Pray for them. Pray for us, guys.
Yeah, hopefully we can have an episode 2. We can make it through. And if we do have an episode 2, it will be next Friday as well.
I'm looking forward to it, Gary. I'm looking forward to chit-chatting with you.
Chit-chat.
Chit-chat.
Cheers.
On some real issues.
Next time we'll fill these with bourbon. Really mix it up a little bit.
Then it'll be a real date, darling.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to the future of these podcasts with you.
So, folks, comment down below what your thoughts are about this first podcast, and I'm going to link to the new channel that we are launching, so you can subscribe to the new channel. It's going to be an exclusive channel just for this podcast. We're getting it started here at the Next News Network to bring out some new content, some new ideas, and some new flow, and so you can get to know me and you get to know Angie a little bit better.
Oh, I can't wait.
Rather than me wearing my nice suits all the time.
Yeah.
And talking about the crazy of the world. We can still talk about the crazy, but...
Yeah. But it'll be like, you're sitting in the living room with us, chit-chatting.
Yeah.
Trying to get through all of this. And it's hard stuff, but we want to do it with good company. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And make sure you stay away from that bat soup, okay? Love you guys. We'll see you at the next podcast.
Woohoo!
For Angie and Gary, this has been the first GCast After Hours.
That's all we've got for you right now. Gary's got to run. We thank you for tuning into our podcast. If you're hungry for more, head on over to Gary's Next News Network YouTube channel for the latest news and commentary on current events. Until next time, stay gold.